Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ronka and I create content on travel, career, and godly living. If that sounds like your sort of thing, please make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of the good stuff. In today's video, I'm talking about when paying more can be worth it. I am such a big believer in spending your dollar wisely and getting the best bang for your buck. But there are some instances where it pays to pay a little bit more. Now, I personally don't believe you have to go for luxury in every area of life, but when you do want to spend more, please make sure that it's worth it. And these are some of the reasons why I think it is worth paying more. If you are an enthusiast of an item, I think it's okay to pay more. There are some people who just really know like their cheese. They know where the cheese came from just by the taste. They can tell how aged the cheese is by the taste. And so I feel like if you are someone that is like a true enthusiast of a particular item or good, I think it's okay to spend a bit more because you probably know the best way to even tell like what is authentic, what is like the real deal. So if you're an enthusiast, I think it's always worth it, as long as it makes sense to you, to spend a little bit more on some certain things. Now, what I will say is that if you're relatively new into a certain space, maybe don't spend so much until you feel a little bit more comfortable, or at least until you have a strong grasp of what exactly is ideal for you quality-wise or just overall preference-wise. I also feel like it's worth it to spend a little bit more on things if it's to treat yourself. Now, I'm not going to be the person to tell you got to treat yourself all the time and that you should treat yourself every week. I think there's a balance to it, and there's also wisdom in choosing how often to treat yourself and in which ways. But I definitely think if you are someone who just launched a business, you just completed a major project, you just graduated, you just moved cross country, if you've done something super big, especially something that maybe you kind of even felt like you were struggling to do, I think it's important to treat yourself. Right? You can treat yourself to the spa, maybe get a different spa package than you normally get. Maybe you can treat yourself to a full set of nails when you normally only do like, maybe like a pedicure. I think whatever it is that you know that you can do within your rights and within your budget to treat yourself, you should feel free to do. I think another time where it's also reasonable to spend a little bit more is if whatever you're spending more on, you're kind of getting it a little bit more affordable than it normally is. So let's say maybe you need a new coat or something and you really want a high quality coat, maybe because you live in an area that's really cold. If Nordstrom is doing a sale and the specific coat that you want is on sale at Nordstrom, and maybe it's still a little bit expensive, but it's a lot cheaper or, a little bit more affordable than it normally is, I would say you spend a little bit extra, right? You get yourself a good quality coat that you know is going to last you well and you've gotten it at a good rate, which is something you wouldn't typically get. So if you are able to take advantage of sales, discounts, any sort of special promotion and make it a little bit more affordable for you, I think it's worth it to spend a little extra. I personally will also pay extra when it comes to convenience. I mentioned it before that for me, time is extremely valuable and I would rather outsource something that I know I can outsource and afford to outsource than to try to save money just by doing it on my own, because I can easily get money back, whereas I might not be able to easily get time back. So I feel like when you're thinking about the convenience factor, maybe of like you doing the individual meal prepping, if you're not so skilled in the kitchen versus getting a service to do it for you, I think going with the service is better because it's convenient. You're not using as much time and you're definitely not using as much of your own direct effort. I feel like sometimes it is worth it to just get things that are name brand, things that you know are known for certain things. Like this jacket is known for being super thick, or these pair of boots are known for being waterproof, or this book bag is known for being extremely sturdy, or this bicycle is known for being, extremely durable, so it can last the miles that I want to put on it. I think it's important that when you're spending with your unique situation in mind. And so for someone else, they might not necessarily be so pressed to buy a super durable jacket, but if you know you live where it's cold, boo-boo, get you a nice jacket, get you some gloves, a scarf, get you some thermal wear while you're at it. Just do what you need to do to make sure that you stay warm. Buying a pair of Nikes, for example, might be a lot better than just buying a pair of like random sneakers from Forever 21. So it's important to also kind of keep in mind the name or the brand or the backing that certain brands or certain products have. Similarly with like a jacket, I would not recommend buying a random like Forever 21 jacket if you know you live in a super cold area versus buying like a Canada Goose jacket, for example. If you can afford it, I would probably go for the item that actually is known for whatever condition I'm looking to satisfy. So it's important to keep that in mind, that when you're buying things as well, it's also about the name or the backing of the name of the item. I would also recommend buying from trusted sources. Sometimes I feel like you can have two items that look pretty similar and maybe one is just a little bit more expensive, but it comes from a trusted source. I would much rather deal with a trusted source that I can reach out to should I have any issues with the product than something that is probably hosted by some random company somewhere that never picks up the phone. For me, it's really important to have good customer service experiences, especially when you're purchasing a product. I'm not buying something just to throw my money in a bin. I want to be able to use my product, and if I have any issues, I want to have someone I can reach out to. So for me, it's important to buy from trusted sources. This also means that sometimes the stores in which you shop matters. Just because you're buying something that is legit doesn't mean that the store that's selling it is going to be legit and how they honor the warranty or whatever is on it. So I would make sure that I'm doing the due diligence to buy it from a trusted source, and also buying things that are somewhat trusted or verified. Now, in general, the reasonable expectation is that if you're paying a premium, you should be getting top-notch service and quality. But always make sure that before you pay for something or buy something, that it is worth it specifically for you. That's all I have in today's video. Please make sure to like this video, share with others, and subscribe to my channel for more travel, career, and godly living content. See you in the next one.